We are live. How is everyone this evening? I got like this glow going on. I'm going to just open up my screen here. If you have any questions this evening, I want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you that jumped on our coffee chat last night. We used to do those on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock in a private group, and we decided just to change it up a little bit, equip and empower some of our other leaders on the team, and open up to you. So for those of you who are continuing to join us on those, I want to say thank you so much. So tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about empowerment, and I'm going to make this really short and sweet. This is probably, hey, thanks for jumping on. How are you guys? It is good to see you. I wanted just to share with you about this particular principle because it is so important, and I really stunk at this one for a very long time. I really failed forward on this one. Hi Maria, my gosh girl, we have got to catch up. I miss you so much. I am sharing this law tonight, and I'm going to piggyback this one tomorrow with another one of my favorites, and that's the law of the big picture. But let's talk about empowerment for a moment, because this one is one that we often miss the boat on. And I can think of empowerment in a lot of different areas. I can think of empowerment when it comes to my kiddos. And how often do we do this with our kids or other family members, where we say, you know what, if I want it done right, I'm gonna do it myself. Have you ever done that? Like, love, throw me a few emojis or hands up if you've ever said that. Or if you're in business, right? And you're in a group, you're working on a group project, or if you are just part of a team or building an organization, or you're in the creative realm. I know personally that I have done this so often until I really understood this principle. And even still understanding this principle, I'm going to talk to you about just a couple barriers that hold us back from really being able to release the reins on this one. But as far as leaders are concerned, again, remember, if you're looking to develop and grow in your career path, if you're building an organization, if you're like myself and in the network marketing space or the direct selling space, if you're a coach, if you are any type of leader at all in your church, it doesn't matter where it's at. The most important thing that you can be doing is making sure that you're equipping and empowering your leaders. Leaders, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to empower other people. Hey Richard, how are you? It is, oops, we are gonna have to drop this volume down here before it interrupts us. So if you want to lead and you want to lead well, one of the things that you have to be doing is you have to be empowering your people to reach their potential. One of my mentors shared this with me, and I am just, PK, this has made such a significant difference in my life when it's come to my business, my organization, even my coaching clients, my training clients, whomever it may be. I follow this model, and it's super simple. And I want you to think about this for a moment, because this is something that you can even do with your kids. So if you're constantly wondering why your kids aren't cleaning their rooms to your expectation, or they're not following through, this practice is just so simple, and sometimes I forget how to quickly incorporate it into my business. And it goes like this. It's a simple concept of I do, you watch. So as I'm working with a new business builder or a new leader in my organization, or somebody that wants to grow and learn, I simply have them, it's kind of like an apprentice program. And that, Larry, Richard, that's exactly what you guys are doing out there with the youngsters. It's an apprentice program is what it is. And so what you're doing, they're watching. The second step is I do, you help. So you have them actually jump in, get their feet wet, get their hands dirty, but you're there to help and support them. If they stumble, if they fall, if they need somebody to lean on. The third step in the process is you do, I help. So you give them the reins, you let them take over. If they get stuck, you're there to kind of filter or plug in, but for the most part, they're taking the lead on whatever project it is. And the last and final step is you do, I watch. This is where you just bite your tongue, sit back, let them do what they've got to do, and then you can offer them some valuable feedback at the end. That simple 4-step concept has been something that's absolutely changed my posture in business with my team, and it's even with my coaching clients, my training clients. I mean, it's simple. It's just a very, very simple concept. I'm constantly asking myself, though, no matter who it is that I'm working with, and when I think about other people, one of the big questions that comes to mind when it comes to empowerment is everything that I'm doing enriching or supporting or adding to the life of another human being? And there's some barriers, though. Why don't we relinquish the reins? Why don't we give other people the credibility? Why don't we put other people in the limelight? Why don't we let other people take the lead? Why don't we showcase the talents, skills, and strengths of the people in our organization? One biggie is that it's security. We want to make ourselves indispensable. And by doing that, unfortunately, you're making yourself very dispensable. So barrier to empowerment a lot of times is we're self-serving, we're selfish, it's egocentric. Another one is resistance to change. None of us like change, and granted, I mean, change is very uncomfortable and change is hard. It doesn't matter, where you're at or what you're doing. In any kind of environment, change is very, very difficult. But the most important thing to remember for a leader is you have to constantly be open to change. You have to be willing to do something different if you want different results. The definition of insanity is consistently doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I constantly come up against that with coaching clients. And, another mentor taught me this brilliant question is, and I ask this often, is, are you committed to staying stuck? Or are you really interested and curious to make some changes to move you forward? Because sometimes, honestly, guys, some people are really, really committed to staying stuck. They're going to complain, they're going to moan, they're going to groan, they're going to give you a laundry list of all the reasons why they can't because they're so committed to staying stuck. So you have to remember that is a change barrier. That's one of the reasons why more often than not we can't move forward. These three are the big ones. So it's security, right? The other one is change. And the third one is lack of self-worth. And when it comes to this one, it comes down to our own insecurities about ourselves, our own doubts, our own hesitation. And the truth of it is, if you don't have self-worth, you're not going to ever have the strength to empower another human being because we're so protective. It's self-preservation at this point. It's about, keeping my position or keeping my job or keeping my seniority or having the limelight on me because I crave the credibility and the recognition. Right? And the minute that you can let go of needing that credibility, that recognition, the minute you can be okay with sitting in the background and let somebody else soar, that's when you will have mastered this law of empowerment. Okay, I'm like getting all excited about this one. Only empowered people can absolutely reach their potential, and this is so important. Even as my kids are teenagers, one of the things that I struggle with, and most parents do with teenagers, is letting them go, letting them do their thing, letting them fail forward. So how do we do this? How do we break down some of the barriers? How do we establish empowerment, right? How do we give other people the rein? The first thing is giving other people credit. Hi, Amanda. How are you, girl? It's good to see you guys jump on. I apologize. I'm trying to glance to see your comments, but I'm missing them because I got these lights down here and I forgot my glasses upstairs. So, one, give other people the credit. And there was a time where, and granted, everybody loves recognition. Everybody loves attaboys. Everybody loves those pats on the back, and they love to know that they're doing well, right? But when it comes down to me and my teammates, sometimes it's like really fun because you're in the momentum, you're in just in it with them. And then you have to stop and you have to go, no, let them take this. Let them take this credibility. Let their light shine, right? And that is it's so beautiful when you have the capacity to do that and you can just push them forward, because you watch them grow wings, and you really do. If you can breathe into another human being and breathe in that hope and that belief, it's just going to equip them to want to accomplish more. It's going to help them gain that sense of pride that they're seeking, right, in order to step into their own potential. That leads me to number 2, high belief in other people. You really have to believe in them. And the one way you can do this, and it kind of piggybacks with number 3, is to really focus on their strengths. Focus on their strengths, their positive qualities, their positive characteristics. Sometimes it's so easy to focus on the negative, but I'm going to challenge you to kind of shift gears and just focus on the strengths and the qualities that are good that they possess. It's kind of like a kid, right? If you have a student who really excels in one particular subject, as parents, sometimes we're so negative and we're focusing on the things that they're not excelling in. We're focusing on the poor grade they got and why they got that grade, and we're punishing them, or, you know, and I do this too, but we're not focusing on the strengths, you know, the things they got A's in, and we're not giving them the attaboys, because our focus is so centered on the things that they're not doing well. So we really have to kind of just constantly think about focusing on the characteristics that they're doing well and encouraging them in those areas. And think to yourself, how can I help them to leverage those strengths? How can I push them out there? If I have one person in my organization, and she's absolutely brilliant in marketing. And sometimes it's easier because I'm right in the midst of doing something and I want it done right now. And I know she's busy, but that's her strength, that's her gift, and I've constantly got to go, all right, Dawn, you need to sacrifice wanting it done right now, and you have to relinquish the control. You have to turn it over. I have another person in my organization, and she's brilliant with social media. I mean, she is just absolutely brilliant with it, but she's busy and she has a full-time job. And so sometimes it's like, I want it done right now, but I have to stop and I have to pause and I have to remember that it's about pushing your people forward. So I want you to constantly be thinking about ways that you can push your kids forward, or you can push your colleagues or your business partners or your team members forward. Don't hold on to the power. And sometimes I know you're sitting there going, but what if they do it wrong? The only way they're going to grow is from their mistakes, right? We say this all the time with our kids. Sometimes we have to let them fail in order to let them grow. It's the same way with business partners and colleagues and team members. They may not be as well versed as you. They may not be as savvy as you. They may not have all the same language as you. But if you don't push them forward, they're never going to grow. So I hope that is a little insightful for you this evening. For those of you who have not seen my post that I just did a little bit ago about the new release for Birthday Cake Tomorrow, I'm just going to throw this back out there. So for those of you who are on this feed right now, make sure you like, comment, do something. Only the comments are going to go into a raffle. So if you, right now, summer is 11 weeks away, are looking to get healthier, looking to lose a few pounds, going on vacation, want to get into a swimsuit, want to stop by if you're local for a complimentary session to see if I can help you in the arena of health, wellness, fitness, please do let me know. I would love to see you, spend some time with you, and catch up. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.